Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. This is the segment I do with my good buddy, Joe the Horror Man. We're not only going to watch, but also review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today we're going to be talking about Prison. Prison is a 1987 film which runs approximately 102 minutes and is written and directed by Rennie Harlin. Now, he was responsible for The Devil's Pass, 12 Rounds, and Mine Hunters. This stars Lane Smith as Sharp. He passed away on June 13th, 2005, at the age of 69. He was in Son in Law, Red Dawn, and My Cousin Vinny. Viggo Mortensen as Burke. He was in Carlito's Way, Lord of the Rings, and Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And Chelsea Field as Catherine. She was in Masters of the Universe, Commando, and The Last Boy Scout. Now, this had a budget of $4 million, and it had a worldwide gross of $345,704. So this was a major flop. Now, Chelsea Field was supposed to do a topless bathtub scene, but refused. And Rennie Harlin was living out of his car when he was approached to direct this film. All right. Actually, another piece of information. This is actually the film that Kane Hodder was working on when he burnt himself really bad and, it kind of changed his life. He has a lot of scars from this film. This film has a very simple plot. And I don't want to give too much away. So, because of something that happened in a prison 30 years prior, the prison was shut down. Now, the man who was the guard is now called upon to be the warden when they decide to reopen this prison and fill it full of prisoners. Like, they're on a pretty strict timetable. They want to have everything cleaned up and made ready in like a week or two in order to bring prisoners in. They do bring prisoners in, one of whom is, of course, Viggo Mortensen, who plays a pretty big role in this film. And the prisoners are getting picked off one by one, slasher style for the most part, by an unknown entity that still lingers in the prison. That is basically it in a nutshell. Now, I hadn't seen this in a while, neither had Joe, so we were kind of excited to watch this one again, and, because I didn't really remember much about it. I remember certain things. It had some really good kills in it. Really good practical effects, too. But I don't remember it being quite as slow. I mean, this is basically a slow burn with it's got a payoff at the end. Pretty big payoff. So that kind of saves the movie for me, but it is a very slow film. It's almost like, and Joe actually came up with this, Shawshank Redemption meets a slasher film. Actually, a supernatural slasher film. And he's pretty much right about that, because some of the characters actually mirror some of the characters in the Shawshank Redemption. So it's almost like some of the characters seem like they're almost like out of place and out of time. It's actually got a real weird vibe to it. But the one thing I love about this film, besides the practical effects and some of the kills, is the atmosphere. This movie has a ton of atmosphere. The prison is dilapidated and run down, and the way they have it lit is just, it's really cool, and it adds a lot to the overall story. Did I mention the kills? Yeah, check this one out. I do have a relatable recommendation, but this is going to be one of the few where I actually like the recommendation a little bit more than the film itself. Um, I was originally going to pull out my Scream Factory of the horror show, but decided to pull out the House 3, the horror show, which is the same movie, but it's just a different copy. This is a fun movie, and it's very similar. The only thing is, it doesn't take place entirely in a prison. Those of you who have seen both will definitely know the connection between the two, and if you do watch these, you'll see the connection. I just didn't want to give it away too much for this movie because it doesn't have a lot going on in the plot. It's sufficient. It's a fun watch. Goes by kind of quick, but it is kind of slow. So just know what you're getting yourself into. The horror show is one that hardly anyone talks about. I don't really understand. It's really fun. You have Brian James as your killer in this one, Lance Hendrickson. It's a fantastic film. Yeah. I already know what Joe's picking for a recommendation for this, so it kind of all coincides if you get my drift, or you will get my drift once you watch his video. Definitely check out Joe's video and see what he recommends because it's a pretty good recommendation. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.